the Lakers essentially giving up Russell Westbrook, a first-round pick, and some fodder.
That's all it is.
Juan Toscano-Anderson, all that. Bringing in D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, and Jared Vanderbilt. And so, I mean, what do you think this trade does? How much does it move the needle?
I'm with Byron Scott. And Byron Scott is a guy who was a coach in this league, played a long time, Chris. And it doesn't move the needle enough. They didn't secure a playoff spot by these moves. I know they wanted to finally move off. They could have done something much bigger and better, Chris, giving up the 2 first-round picks a long time ago. Would you agree with that?
Well, look, the Buddy Hield and Miles Turner is a lot better. I'm sorry.
It is.
It just is.
It just is. I'm sorry.
There's
I
no
know
doubt
that.
about it.
I know it's not glamorous names, or you don't want to feel like, oh, well, they didn't get a top 75 player. But those guys, a better fit, Chris, to what they're looking
defense
for.
With Turner, Hield can shoot
from the perimeter. That's what they needed. They could have made that. I mean, they're holding on to the first-round pick for what? As LeBron's championship biological clock continues to tick. Tick, 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 tick. You think today he felt like this is going to be the day we got a championship now in the oven?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You know what this reminds me of is when he was in Cleveland and they made that trade. They got Rodney Hood and some other guys.
Who was the other guy? Hill. George Hill? Was that in that?
Was Hill in that? Jordan Clarkson. Yeah, I mean, decent players really started with a bang. Remember the reports LeBron was in the locker room talking about, these dudes can ball, or, on the bench. And, of course, over time, they come back to kind of who they are. And that's what I see. I mean, look, D'Angelo Russell is a better shooter than Russell Westbrook. I mean, he disappeared in the playoffs last year for Minnesota. Now, they played well as a team, had a knockdown, drag-out series with Memphis, but D'Angelo showed up and averaged more than 12 points on 33% shooting, they might have won that series. So there's that. Malik Beasley, I like that addition. He is a good shooter. And so I don't mind. I like that. And Vanderbilt's a good defender. So that should help them on the defensive end, which is really where their problem is. They addressed a lot of their weaknesses, outside shooting, three-point shooting, a lack thereof, and defense. But, I mean, it's okay. I think it makes them a little bit better. But, D'Angelo hasn't proven that he's like a winner. I'm not calling him the opposite, but he just hasn't
I know
moved
what you
the
mean.
needle in that regard. And these other guys are straight-up role players. So, again, that's what I compare it to, that Cleveland deal where you got some talent. Yeah, these guys pretty good, but ultimately it's not taking you to where you really want to go.
And Laker fans like Rob G might convince themselves because they finally got rid of the albatross that was around their neck.
The scapegoat.
Right, the scapegoat. Because I always say when you play with LeBron, he's the goat and everybody else is the scapegoat. And that was Russell Wilson. I mean, Russell Westbrook. But in this case, I just don't know how you could celebrate. Don't get me wrong, but there's no reason to celebrate.
No.
Right?
Because Russell, look,
if you got Kyrie, you celebrate.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay?
If they got Kyrie,
you celebrate.
There would be no excuse not to win the West. I'm not saying it'd be automatic because you need luck, things happen.
And you don't you don't know about AD and his health.
Right.
But
absolutely.
there's a lot of things that would have to
healthy,
go right.
AD and Kyrie and LeBron. Oh my goodness! But now this, okay. I mean, they're a little better. I mean, really.
But
and Byron was right, Robin, when he said, "Look, bottom line is it still about AD?
It is about AD, and you saw last night LeBron has the big night, breaks the record, and AD has 13 points in a lackluster effort, Chris, and they lose.
Yep.
That a game they should win. They were 6.5-point favorites last night to win that game on LeBron's big night against the Thunder without one of their better players. It didn't make it, and AD turns into stinker. That's what happened.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Again, it's all on Anthony Davis. He should be their best player right now. He should be carrying them.
He should have been
and LeBron
since when?
should be playing a support role since he won that championship.
We talked about it going into that year next year. That the tide had turned. He's got his championship.
Yep.
There's
now
no monkey on your back, Chris. All you got to do is go out and play, compete for the MVP every year. Let LeBron take a seat and watch until you get to the playoffs.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And not be like such the focal point of the team and the offense. And it never happened. It never materialized.
No. And so, look, I've said this numerous times, Rob. For all the hand-wringing on the help LeBron doesn't have, I still think he's a top 10 player in the league. He's the only top 10 player with a top 10 teammate. Like when Anthony Davis is healthy and playing well, he's clearly
And
top
we've
10.
seen earlier this year, Chris, when he was healthy, he was balling out.
He's killing. And it's disconcerting that they still weren't winning. Right? You mentioned the 11 and 14
that's
when AD and LeBron played.
Bad record
for
those players. I'm sorry.
And that wasn't all Russell Westbrook.
Right.
Russell did, for all his negatives, he brought energy, he brought hustle, and D'Angelo Russell don't bring that. So D'Angelo's okay. He's fine. He fits better. He sprays the floor a little better. They'll have better spacing. But, they got a long way to go. And, these are moves. Again, I think they're slightly better, Rob, but they still have a ways to go before they really challenge. I think that one of the best things for them is that there's no world beater in the West. There is no world beater in the West.
No, I agree with that, but I don't think that they jumped over anybody today.
Yeah. I mean, they're not teams they already shouldn't have been. They already should be ahead of Oklahoma City.
Right, that's what I'm saying, right.
You should be. If you want to say now they're ahead of them, okay, maybe. But, we'll see. I mean, Darvin, he's got to do a better job. And LeBron's got to get these guys inspired, right? LeBron's been one of the best leaders we've seen in the NBA, but that means getting your guys to play hard every night. And last night they did not play hard. And so they got their work cut out for them. They did make a move. It'll appease the Laker crazies like Rob G. But at the end of the day, I'm more in your camp and Byron Scott's, Rob. But yeah, it's all right. It's okay.
Not the end of the world. Like you didn't swing and miss,
right?
But
and
you didn't hit a home run.
In the last year of his deal, so you're not stuck with him. Going forward in the future, he is a better fit. But like you said, Rob, Buddy Hield and Miles Turner.
That was your best move, Chris, and they could have done that a long time ago.
His head. Rob G
you still don't like that? Get on the mic, Rob.
They need defense.
No,
Rob.
I like that trade, but what they gave up in this one is a lot less. So they
it's one pick less.
It is less because you don't have as much. You didn't get as much talent back.
Yeah, but if you can
one
turn
first-round pick
if you can turn those two picks into Hield and Turner only, or those two picks into Russell, Beasley, Vanderbilt, and Bogdanovich or Gary, you know what I'm saying?
Do they have Bogdanovich?
But they have the opportunity. They still got players and another
for
pick.
that pick.
Yeah.
I don't think you're getting Bogdanovich for that pick.
Why not?
Because he's worth more than that.
The asking price is one unprotected first-round pick.
We'll see. I mean, look, let me tell y'all this. These first-round draft picks are overrated. Most lottery picks don't pan out. And what these GMs do is a way to sell hope to your owner.
Our
team is horrible, but we got 15 picks in the next 10 years. We're going to be great. Come on. All right. How about the Clippers? How long were they in the lottery straight? How long Sacramento been in the lottery? Now Sacramento's fine, but it takes a long time for that to hit. And if you don't make the right picks, it's not going to matter. And the Lakers, Rob, I know LeBron will be gone by then and AD may be gone by then, but I don't know. Are they going to be horrible where that pick is anything but something in the 20s or something? We'll see.